Hey there, Taurus Sun, Taurus Moon, Taurus Rising. It's Maggie from Moon Directed. Welcome to my channel. Here we work with the energy of the moon to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. And so we are going to ignore the glitchiness in the camera, and I'm just going to turn it down. We're going to focus on the cards because seriously, I can't stand it. It is just the way things are right now with internet traffic being so heavy and so big. So I did channel a message for you. This is for the week of May 4th through the 10th. And so I'm going to go ahead and shuffle out the cards, and I'm going to tell you what I saw. And I just want to take a moment, though, to thank you so much for your likes, your shares, your comments, for helping me to grow my channel. I really appreciate it. When you leave me a comment, I write you down in my book of names, and then when I am channeling the messages, I'm able to focus on and hopefully connect in and get you a message that is more resonant for you. But of course, I appreciate it when you hit that like button, which basically says to me that you appreciate my time and my effort, and I appreciate you appreciating me. All right, so what I saw for you, well, actually it started out with what I heard. It was like, in the distance, I heard this loud roar, and it kept getting louder and louder, and then it was this thundering, loud noise, and then I began to see what it was, and it was this wall of water that was just spilling down. And then as I focused in a little more, I realized that it was a waterfall, and it wasn't just any waterfall. It was actually the Canadian waterfall, Niagara Falls, and it was just pouring down, and the mist just hung in the air, and it made my face damp. It was like, I felt like it was like this big change that is very emotional, very emotional. But it's more than that. It's like the emotions of this big change, this powerful change, this oh gosh, it just felt like a waterfall of abundance and change and healing. Is also going to emotionally affect other people, not just you, because the mist was clinging to all the bystanders' faces, right? And so there will be other people that will be affected by whatever this big change is that's going on in your life. And so that is, and that's okay. You know, you got to do what's important, make the changes that are necessary for yourself. Yes, other people are going to be affected. It is something to be aware of, but it is not a reason to not necessarily make this change that you have been considering for so long. So we start out this week with the moon in Libra at 3:09 in the morning. So that is an initiating sign of action and change, and it's going on in your, especially if you're a Taurus rising, that'll be going on in your 6th house of that work-life balance. And then the sun that day is going to come into conjunction with Mercury in your sign, and so there's going to be this helpful information that will be coming to light. Something that you weren't aware of before is going to pop up and show up in your life, and it's going to matter. You're going to feel it. You're going to know it. There's also this in kind of this tension that you're going to pick up with that moon in Libra. In an area of your life that needs a little bit of healing. So there's a little possibility that you're going to feel a little tension around that, but I don't think it's that something you can't manage. So it might be like the mist of the waters, right? Just kind of, you notice it, but I don't think it's going to alter or affect things too much for you that day. Interestingly enough, the North Node will be entering into Gemini on Tuesday, and the North Node in Gemini, that means that the eclipses are going to start happening in the Gemini Sagittarius axis. So if you have significant planet placements in those areas, if you are a Taurus rising, that would be in your 2nd house of material goods and the way you view things as far as what do you value. And then it would be in your 8th house of transformation over there in Sagittarius. So that would be for Taurus risings. But you would need to know your chart to be really sure where it's going to be affected. But it's about where do you move forward and what do you need to let go of. And so we're moving out of the Cancer-Capricorn axis. Now it will wobble back and we'll get another round of eclipses. But then for the next 18 months, it's going to be what's going on with Sagittarius and Gemini placements in your chart. So on Tuesday, though, the moon is going to trigger things that that need to change. They are going to trigger the things that need to change in your life, but you have some very supportive energy that day to manage it. And so it is about your willpower and the focus of what it is you're going to put into this energy to make these changes. So what are you focusing on to create this transformation? See the butterfly? She is focusing on that butterfly. And here, there's this willpower, but what's interesting is she's kind of hiding behind the mask. And so I feel like it's not something that you're necessarily going to put out into the world, which is a kind of a good thing, because when we get to that full moon, the moon's going to be opposing Mercury over there in your sign. And so there will be a need to keep some things to yourself, but being focused on what it is that you're doing and the changes you're going to make, and maybe kind of keeping them to yourself this week. And so you have the cardinal energy, which says stand tall and proud, see the leadership, see the leadership unfolding ahead of you. So Taurus, this is a role that you are probably very comfortable in, this leadership role. Taurus tends to attract and people will follow, right? You kind of set a plan and you go, and people are like, ooh, where's Taurus going? They always seem to know where to go. I'm going to fall into line with that. So you may notice this, but it is about your focus and your ability to have that willpower, which is such a superpower of Tauruses anyways. So on Wednesday morning, the moon is going to move into Scorpio at 3:05 in the morning, and there's actually some, interesting energy that day, but I think it's manageable. We get to a full moon though at 17 degrees and 20 minutes of Scorpio at 6:45 in the morning on Thursday. So anything that you have, any planets you have in your chart in the fixed signs or the water signs could be affected by this. If it's in a water sign, that'd be Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer, it would be probably a very nicely supported aspect. If it is in the fixed signs, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, or who am I missing here? Leo. There could be a little tension around that. You will notice the change. You will notice the need to make some changes, but what do you need to let go of to create space for the change? What can you do to take the action in this very powerful energy to create? See, it's about growing something. So it's about pruning out what doesn't work, releasing what doesn't need to be there, so you can bring in and manifest into your life what it is that you need. Okay, here we go. It is about expecting a powerful change in your life. Things are going to be changing. Things are going to be shifting. So we have an eclipse here, and it's a new moon eclipse. And so we do have a new moon eclipse coming up in July. No, it's coming up on the day of the summer solstice. We have a new moon eclipse in Cancer happening. So that would be the next one. So you are leading into this powerful change. What you do now is kind of laying the groundwork for it. But look at this. This is so beautiful. You have Dancing with the Rainbow. So nice. If you've ever been to Niagara Falls, the rainbows on the sunny days as the waterfalls coming over, they are so prominent. They're just beautiful. So it says, break free from whatever you feel is holding you back, express happiness, and find out what you truly desire. Expect to make this change. Focus on what it is that you want to do. Be willing to go for it. It is the time. The time is now. And then when we get to Friday, we have the moon at 3:15 in the morning moving into Sagittarius. So we have all these early mornings, so all day things going on. And so Sagittarius energy here is asking you to do a little self-reflecting about where it is you want to go and what brings the pleasure and the joy into your life, and having the confidence to believe in yourself that you deserve it and you should go for it, but having the healthy boundaries and the need for healing is the energy here, which is great because you had that waterfall of healing just pouring over you. And that day there's this great trine energy to what's going on over there with that healing energy of Chiron. And so this is a great opportunity to just trust and stand in your confidence of the truth of who you are and what would bring you the joy and the happiness in your life. And okay, look at this. I tell you, the time is now. So you have begin now, take your first steps, and you have the gates of triumph open before you. It is time to go. Look at that, and that is success. That is success waiting for you if you focus, if you will dance with the rainbows in your life, if you will allow yourself to flow and with spirit and move yourself forward. It is beautiful energy. On Saturday, you may find you're a little in your head on where you are spiritually, but that's a great day to kind of take that time to maybe noodle around a little about that while you're going about your daily routine. On Sunday, we go into another initiating sign, the time to take action kind of sign of how do you find the balance of the responsibility in your life, that work-life balance kind of thing comes in, but it's in a fellow earth sign of Capricorn, which is beautiful, supportive energy for you as you work your way through it. It is a great day to do a little practical planning, but don't forget it's Mother's Day, okay? I like to remind my children because they can't remember on their own. All right, so here we go. Practical planning, you have transformation and life energy. You have big changes coming in your life here. Expect a powerful change. Surrender to a transformation in your life that is happening for your highest good. Embrace the transformation. The best is yet to come. I know that for a fixed sign, sometimes these changes are really hard, but you cannot escape the changes this year. They're just happening everywhere. And then the life energy says, the happiness of the sunshine, bringing into your life brings life-giving energy, reminds you to shine your light, to step into that leadership role, shine your light and reveal, oh my gosh, it's written in white, and reveal anything in the shadows that needs to be healed. So allow that flow of the healing energy of the waterfall of abundance. Dance. So there's a waterfall of abundance creating these little rainbows, these waterfall of prosperity, of healing, of happiness. If you will allow and begin to step through, begin now to walk through the gates of triumph to this transformation, this big change that's coming in your life. All right, so I'm going to get you an affirmation card or whatever, how many we get here. Okay, well, this is interesting. So a little spiritually guided for you because you have nature and you have forgiveness, and they are going to require reading because that's all they are. These are just bonus cards with lots of words. So we have, it is time to unleash your inner hippie, okay, and step outside of that man-made box. Take a walk in the woods, smell those flowers, hug some trees. You might think you're being ironic, like, oh, look at me, I'm being all tree huggery and stuff, but you will find it. Even those trees will hug you back. Trees come from a time before irony, and their earnestness is imperious to your jaded humor. If that doesn't make you want to hug them even more, well, I guess you're a robot. Okay, well, I can't imagine Taurus actually going out there and hugging trees, but I will tell you that being out in nature and getting yourself grounded and just barefoot if you can, lean against a tree, read a book, take a little time out there. Walk around your property, water the flowers, prune away the dead things. That act of removing something actually changes energy around you. Enjoy the sunshine. Just try to reconnect with nature and enjoy it. And then we have forgiveness. I don't even have to read this card because what I just heard was you need to forgive yourself. So forgiveness isn't about forgiving other people. I mean, honestly, what we don't like about other people is the things we don't like about ourselves. And so if something really bothers you, if something's happened, if it's triggered you, it was supposed to teach you, to show you what it is about you that you came here to work on. And so forgive yourself for being human, because you came here in this school, this lessons of life, just to learn things, just to grow. And so, the best thing about forgiveness is that when you apply it to yourself, you find that you have fun wielding your new power. It is so much easier to forgive other people when we learn to forgive ourselves first. So forgive yourself for anything that you think you screwed up in life. You didn't screw up anything. You were in school and you were learning lessons. And honestly, if you already knew it, then you wouldn't have had to go to school. So it doesn't make any sense to be upset about that. So go ahead and open the opportunities, express the opportunity to yourself to say, hey, that was a tough lesson, but I am so proud of myself because I persevered through it. I took the time to examine it and I studied and I learned, and sometimes I had to learn and study a lot longer than I would have liked to have, but I figured it out. And now I forgive myself for not getting it the first time or having to have that lesson or whatever it is. But love yourself and forgive yourself and allow yourself to have this major transformation that's happening. Happy birthday to you, Taurus. This is a beautiful way to be walking through your month of the solar return. Nice energy. All right, I will see you back here on Thursday. Not sure what I'm going to do yet, but I'm working on a few ideas. And I will chat with you then. Take care.